only one cat fitness, y'all, out here. I'm out here. I'm just doing my sound check.
Okay, so when we talk into the mic, I need you to stay a fist away from the mic so we get the best sound quality. Okay, go ahead and talk for me, Cash, into the mic.
Yes. Good morning. How you guys doing? 96.9. We live. It's the Motivator Cash, and I am on Instagram right now. I'm on Instagram, Facebook.
Yep, that's perfect. You already know my sound.
Instagram,
sounds
Facebook.
Immaculate.
Well,
You ready?
We know you are immaculate.
Come on.
Immaculate
conception.
You over there looking like, yes, you over here looking so lean and so trim. I'm so proud of you and honored. This is crazy because the relationship that you and I have has just...
I know, we're going to talk about that in a second.
It's just so big.
We're going to build on that as we talking today.
We are?
Yeah, we're going to build on that conversation.
I'm excited. Look at you. They got the Halloween decorations up.
Tell me, what time we going, Felicia? She's going to give us our cue.
Let's do 20. I was say 24.
Let's do 24.
I got a pee, so can we do 26? 20.
One of these, I think they turn off that speaker. It's giving us feedback.
You feel it? It's also your computer, your phone, all of that. Interferes with the 25.
25. Let's get it. All right, we got a minute and a half. So, we got people hopping on.
What's going on? It's lunchtime. I don't, y'all know. Auntie don't know how to do this, so
there you go.
Auntie do not know how to do this.
I'm gonna get you right. I'm gonna get the best sound quality, and then we're gonna have you doing the seed moths
on live.
Yeah, this is gonna be the best part.
Lord
Jesus!
I'm excited. This is good for me. It's gonna be good to me, so I'm excited. I'm not gonna.
I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised with the text. So we're gonna get it.
It looks like applesauce.
Give or take. Give or take, But we're gonna say that for when the show starts. We got a couple minutes. We letting everybody hop on. All your peoples on IG. So when she gives us a countdown, I just need complete silence to do the intro for the show, and then after the intro, we'll get into the conversation.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm so honored.
We fired up.
What's up, Coach?
So.
Yes, young man.
Man, you act like you that much older than me.
Your birthday is coming up, so I am older than you at this moment.
At this very second. All right. Give us the countdown, Miss Felicia. You're listening to KGPC 96.9 FM Oakland and streaming online at www.kgpc969.org. This is the Anything Can Happen show with Kenya Asa, Quezzy Dreams, and your man Cat Fitness. We got a special guest for y'all today. We got the Queen of Richmond in the building, the motivator, the inspirer, the educator, everybody's auntie in the building today. What's going on, Cash? How you been?
I'm well. How are you, my love?
Oh, man, I am blessed and divinely guided. I am so happy to finally have you on the show.
Really?
Yes. Because we have history. Like, we were just talking before we went live, we were just talking about some of the history. Like, we go back, like classes together, working at the same facilities together, motivating, educating, inspiring the community just to do better,
Absolutely.
Side by side.
Absolutely.
And, with COVID in the last couple of years, we haven't done as much together, but today we got brought to this building to talk to the people, to educate them, motivate them, and inspire them like we always do. So I'm super excited to have you today.
I'm more excited to be sitting on side of you here.
What
an introduction. I thank you, my love.
Man.
I appreciate that. This man is such a phenomenal young king that I'm honored, you guys. He is talking about me. It is more about him and what he does and how effective he is in the community and where it comes from the heart, and it's genuine. So I'm excited to just be alongside of these young people here and see what's going to happen.
Oh, you already know what's going to happen.
Oh, here we go.
Our journey is divinely guided. So
absolutely, step by step.
But before we get all the way into the show, because this is a tradition on the Anything Can Happen show, we take a shot. But it's not an ordinary shot. It's a shot of CMOS, right? And even when I brought it up to you, I was telling you, I was like, you looked at it and you was like, CMOS. He was like, I take mine in the capsules. And I was like, but this ain't no ordinary CMOS. This is Cat Fitness Rejuvenate CMOS. This is the tropical sunrise flavor. Rejuvenate. You know, it got your 92. It got your 92 minerals that your body needs. Mm-hmm. It is going to allow you to tap into levels of your inner truth that you probably never even tapped into yet.
Wow, come on. Let's take it right now.
You ready?
Let's shoot our shot.
Let's shoot our shot
right
Hold
now.
on. We're gonna go live on. I'm gonna get the TikTok live for our viewers out there to watch you take a taste test. Okay. And I want your honest opinion. You know, because we know each other, I don't want you just to gas me up and just say you like it. I want you to taste this right in front of you. Can you grab the Tropical Sunrise CMOS?
This is it, you guys. It looks like applesauce to me, but it looks like it has some really nice things inside of it.
It's made with love.
It's made with love. And on the count of 3, I'm going in. I'm going in.
Let's go. Ooh, look at Cash. Ooh, she felt it.
It definitely has a kick.
It has a kick?
It has a kick. It's not bad. It doesn't have all of the things that you guys would think is inside of CMOS. It's not bad. It's not bad. So I'm supposed to eat it all?
I mean, you can.
I'm going to eat it all.
Is that Brother Quezzy?
Quezzy.
Sneaking into the studio?
I'm going in now.
Let's go. Let's get it.
I'm going in for it.
Ooh.
God is good. Good things are supposed to go into you. So I was told that this has all the minerals that I need.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. This is starting me off on my day. My energy levels are going to go up. It's going to probably put me into a new habit to where I need this every day. So 21 days, you form a new habit. This is good for me, and that's what I'm doing right now. Hello, nephew. Hello. How are you?
Going to the studio.
Thank you for having me. Where's your shot?
Where's my shot?
Man.
I don't know if I get that today.
Quezzy might have to come. He get his shot after the show.
This is my last.
The last shot?
Last one, y'all.
Okay.
You got to get used to it, but it's good for us. Remember that, okay? Don't forget, it's good for us.
Because Auntie says so, right?
It's good for us. Things that are good for you, they happen for you, not to you. So remember that. Good. Okay, last one.
Last one. I'll go. Yeah.
We are trying. We're trying different things.
You're trying different things.
I'm open to good things. Good things are supposed to happen for us. So if we put good things in our body.
Yeah, and she's scooping. For those that can't see and don't see us on the live, she is scraping the bottom of the cup as she's making these faces. She's keep on scooping. She keeps on going in. So. That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Very good sign. My life is tropical right now. So, yeah, I'm engaging.
Yeah. Man, we got Brother Quezzy that just entered the studio. How you doing today, Brother Quezzy?
Yes. So as everybody here knows, I'm a business owner. That's almost like being a parent.
I think we all business owners in here. Hold on.
Oh, that's true.
That's
true. But when your children have an emergency, duty calls.
Hey,
absolutely,
man,
so
that's it.
We had some client emergencies today, put out some fires, but I am present and grateful to be in the studio.
Come on, are you grounded?
Oh,
are you ready? Okay. As long as I have the grounded Quezzy in the studio with us today, because we have the motivator, the educator, Cash in the building, and she has come to to bless us with her wise words, her education, and everything that she gives to the community. She's a giver. I want to know how you pour so much into the community around you, Cash. What do you do to pour back into yourself? Because to pour into so many people into the community, you have to have some kind of ritual to fill your cup.
Absolutely.
What does that look like for Cash?
Absolutely. So, quiet time has been something that I've learned that I really, really have to have to restore me and to reset me for the things that I have to go out and do on a daily basis. Affirmations, meditating, keeping Sky Daddy first at all times. I'm a big and firm believer. God has put me here and placed me here, so I'm always oftentimes having conversations with him. I go to my elderly women that are in my life for strength and guidance.
Why is that important, though?
That's super important to me because there's so much going on in the world. If you don't have the guidance from someone who's already been through what you're going through or what you're trying to do, then you won't have a perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes it's better to go and be quiet and listen so that you can get an understanding and you'll have an idea of what you need to do once you're done. Right? Right?
Yeah,
so you always talking about you're not that much older than me, but I get the olderness from my grandmother, from the older people that are in my lives. Once you're around older things, you become accustomed to different things, and you want to be accustomed to good things. Good things are attached to me.
Okay.
And so when you say what I do, I just go and have quiet time.
Yes.
You talked about having a business and children. Summertime I find my solitude in the bathroom because it's children. it's a household. The phone is ringing. There's always something, but it's mandatory that you do that self-care and take time out for yourself and always educating yourself, finding quiet music or I'm a dancer, so I love music. I love music. The artistry and the words sometimes puts me in a different state of mind.
I think that was beautiful because when we used to do classes together back in the day, like how you could have the ladies all fired up, working out and be motivating and educating them in the exact same time. You know what I'm saying? You were making it a fun process. And I think some people forget, like, that's, if you could make it fun for people will gravitate towards it more. You know what I'm saying?
You want it to be contagious.
Yeah.
You want whatever you're doing to be contagious, because if it's positive, if it's productive, people will start picking up on that. And then that goes back to the emotional part of it.
Yeah.
If you can get people to get engaged on that type of platform and they really are having fun, the emotion behind it becomes very, very natural. Like you were saying about the CMOS.
Yeah.
It's routine. It's a ritual, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
So what got you to this point in your life? Because I'm pretty sure Cash wasn't always so calm, collective, and
what you
the person.
About?
No, that's it. I want to hear about this.
Yeah, like,
Well, I come from the streets of Richmond, California.
Hey.
I was fortunate enough for my grandmother to take me into her loving home. My mother made a wise decision to give me and my brothers to my grandmother so that we could be, yes, he is in trouble.
I know.
To give me to my grandmother, who was a praying lady, who was a giving lady, who was a nurturing lady, who was a woman very gentle. So I was raised in a gentle household, but I was also in the streets where it was very loud and very, very, very dangerous and different things of that capacity. But
how did you navigate that, though?
Yeah,
I had to make some choices, straight up. Once I started seeing what the downside of living a life on the streets looked like, and my son, who's 19 now, came into my life, I just had to make a choice to whereas I gave up everything. I didn't want to, be with the drug dealers, the killers, and the hustlers anymore. I had to make a valid choice and say, this is what I need to do because I'm bringing a young king into the world. And I just can't have him deploying from me, a nurturing mother who's given life. who's putting her life on the line to bring him into the world to be out here and be a part of destruction. So I wanted to give him an example of the better parts of what could be possible.
Yeah.
And so, I was born into a whole bunch of bad stuff. And I never really seen anyone that was motivating people. We saw people on TV, Oprah Winfrey, Dr. Phil, Ayala. We've seen people, but when we were in, how have we been in connection with them where we can touch them and say, hey, baby, come over here. Let me hold your hand. What do you need? How can we make this better for you? So I then, fast forward, I'm always telling people, goodness is inside of you. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And when I wanted to start losing weight after going through a long relationship that didn't work out, I picked up the identity, the motivator. Everyone always called me Cash Money. My mom doesn't even call me Cashinda. She called me Cash Money. And so I wanted to motivate people. And I just took that identity and ran with it. And people don't even call me by my name. The motivator. Yeah. And so even with that, it's just been a wonderful opportunity to bless more people. Where we come from, it's some good things going on, let's be clear. But a lot of it's overshadowed by the things that are not so good.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what can you say inspires you the most, especially when things aren't so good? Like, what inspires you to be that motivation, to be that light for people who need it?
Any day I wake up and open my eyes, that's my inspiration. I'm still breathing. Somebody else didn't get a chance.
Wow.
So I don't take that lightly either. There's people with disabilities. There's people with, they're in places where they have less than us and they're doing more than us.
Yeah.
And I'm inspired by that.
Yeah.
It's easy to do the wrong thing. So why not make a difference and do the right thing? It may not always be easy for you to do. It's oftentimes hard when you're going against the grain. You know what I'm saying? So
because your environment, your community is all doing one thing, and something inside of you is telling you to make a change, but the reality, the perception of everything that's going on is leading you in a different direction.
Absolutely. And that's a struggle for us as a people every day. I pray over your young kings all the time and just put that to the crown and say, hey, give them strength and encouragement because they're fighting battles that we sometimes don't even know you guys are going through. Yeah. And
we being like black women.
I'm saying black men. We're going to get to the black women.
Yeah.
But the black men, they fight against things that are unseen, things that have been placed on them, stereotypes, emotional conditions, living situations, from coming from home, just going into a household directly with a woman without even having your own household or even how to think about having your own before you go into those type of situations. Even just, it's so much that inspires me about waking up every day and just becoming a motivator that it's work to be done. That's the number one thing. It's work to be done.
Yeah.
Everything else aside, you can't give up. If you can see it and you can dream about it and you can think it and you can smell it and you know it need to be done, you're doing yourself an injustice. You're doing this world an injustice if you don't go out there and get it done.
Absolutely.
If you don't step forward, and get me healthy and make sure I'm doing my CMOS.
Provided by Cat Fitness, of course.
It's a new experience, but with new experiences comes change
and growth.
And what would you say has been the biggest transformation in your life? Like being a transformer, being somebody, they talk about, I believe it was Paul in the Bible who used to kill Christians, right? And he ended up being one of the primary contributors to the Bible, that manuscript, right? So what transformation have you gone through that gives you, I should say, like moral authority or that confidence to transform others?
Well, you brought it up. So I tell people all the time, I am a transformer. I'm not a Decepticon. So it was funny that you said that.
Alignment.
Come on.
It just was funny to say that.
Okay.
So it's all about forgiveness in the transformation. If you can forgive yourself for all the things that have happened to you, things will begin to happen for you. And so when that started happening to me, I was like, oh, wow.
You seen a shift.
I was like, I want more of it.
Yeah.
And it started to saturate me. I started to become in alignment with people who were good for me. And they challenged me to be better to myself so that I could be better for the community, for my children, for my mate, for relationships, for businesses, for situations. And so that, if you're willing to change, no matter what you've done, no matter where you've come from, no matter what it may look like, you're possible.
Yeah.
On everything.
Absolutely.
I believe that in my heart. You're possible.
So one of my things is the people that you grew up with and the community that surrounds you kind of only sees you for who you were sometimes, right? Not saying in your situation, but in general, right? So when you're going through that transformation, when you're looking to make a change, how do you let that old identity go so you can build into this new, like, you know, the caterpillar going into the butterfly? You know what I'm saying?
You just said it. Change comes with cutoff.
Mm-hmm. Say that one more time for us.
Change comes with cutoff. In order for you to change, you have to change some things around you. You have to cut off some things around you. You can't say, I'm changing, and I still go back to the block every day with my Air Force Ones on, smoking the Newport 100, and I'm supposed to be out here changing. Where's the change in that? Yeah. So they're entitled to their opinion of you, but if you're not showing them the change that is you, then you know you have to deal with that. But change comes with consistency. You have to cut some things off. It's a choice.
Yeah.
Daily.
And I bring it up because, you know, I have a lot of friends that grew up in Richmond. I have family, always kicked it in Richmond. And I always see people wanting to change, going off to school, doing all these different things, but they come back and get caught up in those old scenarios and old drama, whatever the case may be, or not letting those people go and allowing themselves to continue to blossom and grow. And they end up either getting into some mess or even losing their life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's about your surroundings.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like people get smuggled back into bad habits. Yeah. And it's so easy to do. It's hard doing the right thing. It's easy to do what everybody else is doing. I'm going to just be honest. Because it's so free. You know, it takes discipline to change. It takes you getting up every day and saying, my mind is made up. My heart is in the right place. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, what anybody else is saying. I'm committed to the change I want to see in me. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't got to that place, and believe me, everybody hasn't gotten to that place yet. People still see me as the girl that's out here fighting people and running up on people and busting out windows and throwing out speakers and, you know, because auntie was out there in them streets.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So people will put that coat on you.
Yeah.
But it's your job to become who you are every day when you look in the mirror, when you declare and affirm every day the things you believe that are supposed to happen for you. Mm-hmm. Life happens to you. But what's going to happen for you?
Exactly.
That's good. That's really good. And you made a good point earlier about it being easy to do the wrong thing and hard to do the right thing, because a lot of people do what we call the wrong thing, right? So why do you think that is? Like, why do you think so many people are doing the wrong thing and we've created an environment that supports that?
Because if everybody else is doing what look good, why can't I do it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a form of programming. It's like if everything if we see, like, to be successful is to have the shiny car, the jewelry, pockets full of money and everything like that, we're going to go out and aim for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times do we hear people in our community talking about being business owners, entrepreneurs? Yeah. That conversation is becoming a bigger conversation with more of us in the community doing what we do. But growing up, that wasn't the reality. The reality was, hey, I want a pocket full of money. I want a nice car. I want the chains. I want, what people are telling me is success, right? And I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that. And that was a form of programming in our community. Now we see where that gets us, and now it's like a lot of us are starting to wake up to it. It's like, nah, that's not the route. We can take that same hustle, we can take that same mentality and put it towards a business, something positive, something that's going to build my community and not rape and pillage my community.
Absolutely. And also, when you said what you said, I like the fact that some of us weren't born into it, and now we're starting to see it, and so now we can touch it. So becoming an entrepreneur, becoming financially literate, becoming curious about what is good out there for me, it's different. It's a different conversation. And also the conversation has changed because your surroundings have changed. So that also makes it easier for you to start becoming something that you see, because it's easy for me to go be a dope dealer because I see them every day on the corner.
Yeah.
But now,
I can touch the dope dealer every day. I can go talk to him.
Exactly. Yeah. But now that I'm in cahoots with a multi-millionaire and they're holding me accountable because they want to see me get my first million, that's a whole nother conversation.
Exactly.
And we should become accustomed to those conversations and normalize those things with each other.
Yeah, I agree.
That's Black excellence.
It should be, and it's becoming. I'm
looking at it now. I'm sitting in between it right now.
That's true.
I'm sitting in between it, you guys. This is wonderful. It's fabulous.
I know we appreciate you being here, and part of our mission is Anything Can Happen show is to show people what it looks like to transform, to have that courage and that willingness to become the best version of themselves, right, and find that inspiration within. So we're definitely on the same page, right? And I want to ask you, and let me know if you don't agree with this, but I want to ask you. I'm sure that we both agree most people are inspired by hearing other people's stories, right? Especially like redemption stories. You talk about transformation and change and becoming that butterfly from the caterpillar, right? So becoming this version of yourself, going from the old Auntie Cash to Motivator Cash, right? What would you say is the biggest thing that you've had to cut off or let go of in order to transform?
Oh, wow. That is a good question.
It's a loaded question, huh?
What I did have to cut off was the outside commentary. And that's what I call the extracurricular.
Yeah.
And sometimes that could be you. You could be your own worst inner critic.
Yeah. Getting caught up just talking about low vibration, street politics, and things that are not building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're not having those conversations. And I had to be conscious of that at one point. It's like, what am I really talking about right now? Is this helping me elevate to what I say I'm becoming?
Right.
Or is this keeping me in that safe comfort zone that I've always been in and allowing me just to stay stagnant?
And that's a part of it.
Yeah.
When you get uncomfortable with being comfortable, that's when your breakthrough is going to come.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, again, turning down that critic, whether it be external or internal, and turning up that inner cheerleader.
Yeah.
And once you get familiar with that cheerleader, people used to, I got a write up at work for being too, what did it say? It said I was too
motivational.
Yeah, and I was not supposed to tell my coworkers good things, and I just thought that was just.
This is what corporate America told you.
Yes.
And they said you're gonna get written up for this.
It was horrible because it dampened my spirit, and I come to work every day. I'm, hey, how you doing? I'm talking to people. Hey, girl, how you doing, girl? I brought you a muffin. How you doing? Oh, I didn't have this going on. Well, guess what? You woke up today, and everything is gonna be okay. But for them, that was too emotionally connected. It was too much and we're supposed to be robots when we come into a place of work for someone else. We're not supposed to engage with one another. We're not supposed to encourage one another. We're not supposed to boost one another up. If I say to you, good morning, gorgeous, how are you? Mm-hmm. And you look at me and don't respond, it's something wrong with it.
It's a disconnection.
It's culture, and it's a disconnected culture.
Yeah.
And it's very sad. So the change has to come from me. Even today in the parking lot. Hey, how you doing? Oh, are you here for the radio show? Yes, yes, I am. Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. I'm the facilities manager. And just from speaking to someone,
Yeah.
business cards were transact, it was just the interaction. So for me, we have to learn how to shut some things off and shut some things up. Even when you go to the gym, you're focused on what you need to accomplish. So you tune everything out. Even when you're working on your business, you already have your objective set, your target is there, you know it needs to be done. It requires more discipline. Just like you can't put everything in your mouth. You can't just sit around eating everything and think you're going to lose weight.
Some people do.
Facts.
You have to sacrifice something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't eat french fries every day and think I'm going to get these results and be in Baja, Mexico next month and be looking good. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
So it's a choice.
It don't add up.
It don't make it make sense. Make it make sense. For real.
Okay. And so on a day-to-day, like, of course, you're a business owner, you're a motivator. What is, for our listening audience who might want to get in touch with you, might want to be motivated, inspired by you, what does the day-to-day look like? Like, do you get with clients? Do you do workshops and seminars? What does that look like?
Well, that is my aspiration. I am building the Motivator brand right now. The Motivator Cash brand is being built.
Yeah.
I am working alongside several wonderful people outside of the Motivator Cash's brand. So I would love to get back into our motivational dancing sessions where you come and we work out, we do hip hop cardio, we do our affirmations. I really pound it in on you guys.
I promise y'all ladies, when she gets y'all going, man, my ladies think I'm hard, but Cash, she takes it to a whole nother level. She gonna speak words of wisdom into you and make you squat for like 2 minutes.
It's a love language. It's a love language. Sometimes we gotta get down and dirty to get up and be dusted off and polished like the diamonds in the rough we are.
Oh yeah.
And so it's a definite love language that we go through. And so as I build the brand, the Motivator Cash, I am looking to do and be more effective in that way, where we can do seminars, we can be able to go on retreats, we can have the monthly challenges and different things.
But you're doing that. Like I said before we got on air, I think it was earlier this year you had your event that I came to, right? In Richmond?
Oh, yes. Friendsgiving.
Yeah. Oh, so you're active in the community with the events and everything.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, but it's just going to continue to grow and blossom into what you can envision. But you're doing it. You're doing the work right now.
I received that. Yeah. We're getting ready to do Friendsgiving again this year, so I hope that you both will be in your seats so that the community can be blessed by you as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Absolutely. And Friendsgiving is just a big event that I like to put on where people come and they're fed well. It's an intimate environment where we can talk about the things that you've been through. People oftentimes stand up and give their testimonies. We check in with gratitude. We reach out. We network. And there's, several different things that go on there. We give out gifts of encouragement and different things like that. And so, Friendsgiving is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it will. We definitely look forward to it. We'll talk more about that in the second half of our show. But you're currently listening to KGPC 96.9 FM Oakland and streaming online at www.kgpc969.org. This is the Anything Can Happen show. Today we have our amazing guest, the Motivator Cash, in the building. And we have an incredible second half lineup, so stay tuned. But first, we have some incredible music selection from Leo Lodge. Stay tuned, y'all. Okay, now you can. I think she'll get that in post. You're good.
We got 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I was listening to his music on YouTube yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I like it. Yeah. Is my phone dead? Here I go. I heard you looking for me. Here I go.
Oh, come on. We're going to get you a record deal.
Oh, that's over in my life. No more of that. I would love to do my affirmation book live over some music, though, and put that on Apple Music.
Yeah, you can take off your headphones right now.
Because I can hear his music.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's more or less what it's about. But I have to stay live.
Got some people on there.
There's some people on there, like one person on there. Hey y'all, hey. They was on there, they were jumping in. I was gonna go live on what you call it?
Facebook?
Yeah.
You can do that the second half.
Okay.
Yep, so you could have it, save that one and post it, and then you could go live on your Facebook for the
Thank
second half.
y'all for joining me. I'm over here at 96.9. They're interviewing me, questioning me, myself.
As she's speaking the truth and nothing but the truth, y'all. She doing her job today. She educating, motivating, and inspiring people.
We in MASH mode. We got work to do.
Yeah.
We in MASH mode. It's so much to do. So I'm honored. I'm privileged to be here. I'm going to let y'all see Kat.
What's going on, everybody?
How can we get to you on social media?
Okay, so on Instagram is CatFitness3. On social media, you can find all our platforms. The ACH show is going to be in the bio, so you can click and follow us on the radio station where we educate, motivate, and inspire. Every week, our show comes on live Thursday, so y'all can join the conversation with all our guests, ask them questions, get educated, learn the tools that you might not have right now that you could utilize in your daily life. And then you can also find me on Facebook at Cat Fitness. So yeah, that's where they can find us. Oh, you can also check out our show on our YouTube channel at Heal the Hood. So Heal the Hood, we got the rebroadcasting as well on YouTube if you want to watch the rebroadcasting. Or we recording right over here.
Yeah, look at my nephew. Nephew, where can these people find you on social media?
What's up, y'all? At Quessy Dreams. That's at KWESI.dreams. Definitely stay tuned. We got second half of the Anything Can Happen show lined up for the people. Oh, more? I don't know what else to say.
It's always more.
Always more.
Always more.
We got 30 seconds.
Oh, you kings are amazing. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's what's up. We appreciate you guys.
You gonna bring us back in, Quessy?
I gotta get back on.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We got 10 seconds. I'm gonna make everybody's mics hot. All right, we back.
All right, we are back. So this is the Anything Can Happen show on KGPC 96.9 FM Oakland. Streaming online, www.kgpc969.org. You can also catch us on KGPC 96.9 FM Thursdays at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, AM and PM. But before we get to that, we have our amazing guest, Motivating with Cash, Motivator Cash, in the studio, giving us some amazing information on her growing business, her growing brand, some of her ambitions, the way she plans to inspire the community, and right now,
the way now, she is inspiring.
You're absolutely right. Speaking into existence, the way that she is inspiring the community. So, with that being said, we want to hop into the second half, go into it strong, just like we finished the first half, and let's talk more about. I know we kind of blended personal and business, but in this second half, let's get really personal. Like, let's get deep, because I really want our audience to.
Okay. She said, "What do you got? What do you got planned for me this second half?"
It's all in love.
Yeah. Oh, all in love. Yeah, we're not here to grill you. We're not Rolling Stone, right? But we do want to know about who Cash is outside of your brand, outside of your business, right? So you mentioned you're a mother. Is that right?
Yes, I am. I am a mother. I have two beautiful children. Actually, my daughter, shout out to Nunu. Today is her 12th birthday. And
happy birthday, Nunu. It's Virgo. It's Virgo season, you know.
It's Virgo season.
Yeah, we in the building.
Yes, happy birthday to my only princess. I have a 19-year-old son, Rashad, who's amazing, who actually is the person who, again, back to it. That's the backstory. He is my reason why, and why I wanted to change everything. And that's when my perspective came into play when I had my son.
It's funny how kids, and now I'm not telling everybody to go out and have a kid now, but it's funny how your kids, once you start having a kid, like how your mindset starts to change. Yeah, because I remember right before my oldest son, he's 18 right now. Right before he was born, I almost got shot twice.
Wow.
in the streets a month apart.
Wow.
And at that moment, something shifted. I was like, no, I need to be here. I need to stop doing what I'm doing and putting myself in these situations where this can possibly happen to be here with my son. I want to see my son grow up.
Your angel.
Man,
your saving grace.
I always tell him that.
Moment.
My aha moment.
Your aha moment.
Yeah.
It all happened.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it's time for change. Like, this ain't working.
And if you don't have children, you know, it's for women, it's about giving birth to another life. But even if you don't have children, even as a male, you give birth to situations, to possibilities, to businesses, to opportunities. So it's always about growing.
Yeah.
Your children make you grow.
Yeah. And what would you say is the biggest lesson you learned from having children?
Another loaded question.
Children require love, attention, affection, honesty.
How much of your kids do you see in yourself? Like lessons that your kids are there to teach you and how to overcome certain things? Because I see a lot within myself. Like my kids are constantly teaching me about who I am and what value, you know, like things that I thought I valued. And then I look at my kids and look how innocent sometimes, you know, they are. And like, man, it's like before, you know, because we were programmed by our parents and our grandparents and those around us, whoever raised us, right? And it's like, how do you not place that same programming that was once placed on you onto the next generation and allow them to be them and learn the lessons that they need to learn through that process at the same time?
Wow. I'll tell you. Just for example, the older people would show you how much they loved you by putting how much love they wanted you to have on your plate at dinner time.
Exactly.
And it would be heaps and clops of greens and the whole turkey, half of
because they want to make sure that you were satisfied, that you had a full plate. Because once upon a time, we didn't have a full plate
at all.
Yeah.
And that's what they showed you in love.
Good.
And now that love is showing up in other places: overweight, obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes. Mm-hmm. Not as active as we used to or can be. So it's a balance. And so now I see my children making better choices, and now I'm purchasing better things to put in front of them also.
Wow. Yeah.
So, you know, it goes back and forth. It's a balance.
Yeah. Because I remember when I couldn't get up from the dinner table unless I ate all the food on my table. Right. I mean, on my plate. Right. And I did, like you said, I didn't make this plate. You made this plate. You put all this food on this plate, and now I got to eat
it to midnight.
Yeah, until I eat it. Right.
It's different for the kids now. You know, I try and use smaller saucers in the house, not as big of a 10-inch plate. I do that intentionally. You know, I load it up with more vegetables. My son, not as much because he eats what he wants. He's an athlete, but I try and get him to eat right as well, because in the long run it's gonna hurt you. You know, you don't want to be, you don't want to be inflamed, because that's what all of it does. It just puts inflammation in your body. Exactly. And it's not as good for your mind as you think it is as well. Right. So
it lowers your frequency.
Yeah. And how would you say that because that's can sometimes be very difficult for especially adults, you know, or big children, right? But when you have children to have to correct the ways that your parents taught you, right? Or even your grandparents taught you, right? So where did you go about learning the information to be open to making that change?
You have to go out there and seek it. You know, once you see somebody affected by diabetes and they're losing their limbs and they're losing their lives, or they're in a place to where they can't even breathe because their blood pressure is so high. Yeah. They can't see you because, you know, they chose to eat a half a sweet potato pie. And they exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And so when do we make a choice? When do we start putting forth an effort to do better than the people that came before us? You know, I don't have to go out and make 1,000 ribs and different things. I could bake some chicken, bake some salmon, you know, have me a nice vegetable on the side, and have me one starch. But you know,
that's not how we was raised.
Exactly. And so, you know, you start reading, you start going over. When I was younger, I went to private school in Richmond, St. Cornelius, and I never had seafood pasta.
Yeah.
Before then, or?
I was in the 7th grade, so I had never. We were eating spaghetti,
yeah,
a ton of it. And so I went to my classmate's house, and they had seafood spaghetti. And to me, oh, you know, we eating lobster and spaghetti noodles, and you know, we eating shrimp. So it's about what you put yourself around, what you go out and search for. Because you know, on TikTok they teaching me how to make a peach cobbler in the air fryer. So, you know,
vegan too.
What you trying?
Well, not yet. Well,
but it's about what you go out and search for.
Okay, I like that.
It is.
Mic drop.
It really is. It's about what you go out and search for, and what you accept for yourself. Because are you going to be able to live a prosperous life if you're 565 pounds and you can't move?
Probably not.
Am I being a good mother if I'm just bringing you food to your room and you're not able to function?
Exactly.
So
you're enabling.
I'm in a crutch.
Yeah.
So what choice do I have?
Yeah.
But to show my children better things so that they can be bigger and better.
Yeah.
And make their best their better.
So they can take what you had and then elevate themselves and move forward and grow from where you're growing.
Right.
I love it. Their great aunts are upset right now because they want the kids to eat everything off of the plate. And I don't want to do it.
Why are we force feeding our kids?
Some of the kids are bigger than me at the school.
Yeah. Especially things that aren't healthy for them, you know? Like all these processed foods and all these other things. And don't think, But so I put it to you like this. It's one of the things that the parents are dealing with, and they're unknowingly passing that on to their kids.
Absolutely. I agree.
You know? So the more we can educate the parent, the more, because the kid can't buy the groceries. You know what I'm saying? If I come home and I'm a kid, it's whatever my parents cooked. It's like if they cooked nachos and pizza and all this process, corn dogs and all this kind of stuff, and they tell me this is food, well, I think my parents have my best interest. It's the lack of knowledge. And then it's nothing wrong with not knowing. It's what you do after you learn. You know, once you get the information and be like, hey, you know, the reason why we have high blood pressure is because of this, that, and the third. And you choose to keep on doing that, and you keep on doing that to your kids. That's when I see that it's an issue.
Yeah,
like
food is culture, is tradition, and it's also medicine. But not always, you know, people see lean as medicine or marijuana as medicine. And I mean, it can be, but
it's a crutch. It's a substitute. For deeper things.
And that's a much deeper discussion. But I do want to ask you, just shifting gears real quick to the business side, right? I know that all of us in here are business owners, entrepreneurs, and we have a target audience, right? So for our listening audience, live at ACH.show on Instagram, but also on KGPC 96.9 FM, right? For everybody that's listening, who is your target audience and who do you want to reach out to Motivator Cash?
Well, my audience is the world. I don't never really put a cap on that. I do deal predominantly with women ages 16 to 54. Sometimes we have some older ladies in the classes and different things, but I really want to help the world. That's really broad, but that's just how I see it.
Yeah.
And that's my target. Every day when I wake up, my prayer is to let the world see more of you and less of me.
Wow.
And it's the world that's on that target, you know. And so I haven't really settled into a demographic.
Not yet. You're settling it. Maybe a demographic will settle into you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We were talking about what lane the motivator is creating. So
yes, absolutely.
That's it.
Because there are a lot of motivators out here, a lot of motivators and people.
But there is no one like the Motivator Cash. I do hear you.
Hey, I second that motion.
Let's dive into it.
I'm just
Let's
saying,
dive into it.
There was only one Cashinda Wilson that was created and destined for the position as the Motivator Cash to this world. There is a lot of motivators out here in the world. But what do you do when you lose motivation after the motivator is gone? I follow up with you. I'm accountable with you. I come and kick you in your butt. Wow. They know what I do. I can't cuss on the radio, but they know what I do. I come and knock on the door.
Yeah.
I show up. And so, there's a difference from saying you're the motivator. Yeah. This is who I am. I was created for this position. And as you go and you fulfill your purpose in life, you understand your position, where you're supposed to be, who you are. I know who I am as a mother. I know who I am as a soulmate. I know who I am as Cashinda. But the Motivator Cash, she knows what needs to be done.
Yeah. And what do you feel like? I know a comment you made was, speaking to women and also speaking to the world. So like a two-parted question, like what do you want to impart on the women, like especially that 16 to 54, 55 age range? And also, what do you feel like the world needs most right now in terms of motivation or what you can provide?
To the women, I would just say, it's not on you. It's in you. You are possible. The beauty that's supposed to come from you, the world needs. Don't forget who you are. And every day when you wake up, I say, continue to encourage yourself. Manifest good things. Get around some good people that want to see you win. Everything I told you when I came here, everything that's attached to me is a win. Mm-hmm. We don't take L's. And this week, I've really been sending out God Did from DJ Khaled.
Yes.
And I've been just sending it out in messages, and people are like, what is that? What is that? And when they listened to it, they was like, oh, you talking my talk, you talking my language. Absolutely. Because I think for the women, and this is just a general thing, you could have been aborted, you could be incarcerated, and you could be 6 feet under.
Yeah.
But you still have action at living your dream, becoming the best you that you can be. Go out here and get a world hell. People live in hell. But if you come with a good hell, baby.
Speak on it.
Baby.
There we
Speak
go.
On it, Cash.
Can't nothing stop you. Get with some people that want to see you succeed. I'm in between success right now.
Yeah.
So this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Into the world. Be inspired to be the change. And don't be afraid to make those steps. Even if you stumble and fall, it's okay. Even if you're just starting out in the business, you don't know where to start, it's okay. Do the work. Somebody gonna show up so that you can get it done.
But it takes you doing the work.
You gotta do the work.
Yeah. I think that's what people fail to realize. They want everything to fall into their lap, and they don't want to do none of the work. Well, that's not how it works.
Oh, you mean wishful thinking? Oh, yes, we all have had that complex at some time in our life.
Uh-huh.
But once you get over that and you see that the work has to be done, it's a difference. It's a difference. You start eating it. So one thing about this young man to the left of me, you guys, is you can see when he wanted to make the difference in his story, in his life, the results with a Z, not an S, the results that came through for him. So you have to put in the work. This young man here, starting businesses, showing up to places, doing things that are out of the ordinary. To get the results, you got to show the up.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to turn Tupac on. I'm a straight rider, straight up. You don't want to mess with me. And you got to talk to yourself so that you can get to the place that you need to be.
Right. And going to the second, so that was an incredible answer. Thank you for that transparency. But going to the second part about the world, right? Like, what do you feel like the world needs the most right now that Motivator Cash can provide?
The world needs a better understanding. We don't understand who we are and collectively what we can do. The world is missing out on so much goodness because it's unfortunate that we're focused on the wrong things. And I'm just gonna say, we focused on the wrong stuff. If we could come together, the world would be a much more powerful, peaceful, productive place.
Yeah.
That's a PPP blown right there. Huh?
Yeah. You know, the whole mission, of the conqueror is to divide and conquer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we understand, like you said, that we're 10 times stronger when we come together and we build together and we motivate together and we educate together. The community is no wants because everybody has exactly what they need.
No wants.
Yeah. Come on, we take away that want. You have everything you need. You just living in your abundant truth.
Yeah.
You know, your abundant truth of your purpose. You know, and that's what I'm excited about, being the first generation to provide the opportunity to my kids, and then knowing that my grandkids are going to be born into this world where they can just go right into it, looking at what their gifts, talents are, and be able to live in their truth. You know what I'm saying? Versus having to do all these other things to get to that point.
Yeah.
And it starts with this generation right here, bleeding into my sons, and then bleeding into my grandkids. You know,
that's huge. That's huge. So we're actually coming to the conclusion of our show. We got a little bit of time left, but we want to ask you, of course, you know, we want your socials and how people can get in touch with you, but also the impact that you want to leave, and also just any last words or thoughts that you want to share with our listener audience, those who are listening to us live at ACH.show on Instagram, but also those who will catch the rebroadcast on KGPC 96.9 FM. But just any last words and thoughts, the impact that you want to have in your socials.
The impact that I want to have, it's a positive impact. It's a impact. It's a reflection of what can possibly be if we continue to push and promote good things. Even when you are discouraged, even when you're feeling distracted, even when you're in despair, we have to learn how to maneuver better. We have to learn how to stop allowing our emotions to control our actions. And that can be in any aspect of life. It can be utilized anywhere. Sometimes we need to stop, think, and breathe, think, and act, and respond after we've taken a breath, blinked a little bit, and taken a moment. Everything doesn't have to be so hostile and aggressive.
Yeah.
If everybody is always on high alert, then we aren't giving ourselves any opportunity to see the goodness around us. So I just think, as an impact, I want people to see the good in each other.
That's it.
I want them to see the best in each other. And more than that, I want them to be the best to themselves. And it will go a long way. It becomes contagious. Because if you're doing it and it look good on you and it's good for you, then somebody else is going to pick it up and take it with them, right?
Yeah.
It's called sharing. It's caring. That's it.
That's it. Outstanding. So real quick, where can the people find you? And then we out of here.
Well, y'all know, y'all can find me in Richmond, Oakland, San Francisco. No, I'm just playing. So this is the thing. Only the Motivator Cash is on Instagram. I am on TikTok as the Motivator Cash, and I am on Facebook as Cashinda Wilson. Nope, I take that back. My manager set me up a Facebook page, the Motivator Cash. So I have to get on track with these things.
Yeah,
I'm upgrading my life, and it's not so ghetto.
Yes, it's in alignment. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I know that people are inspired. I'm excited to see the brand continue to grow and for the Anything Can Happen show to continue to help promote the brand. But with that being said, you're listening to KGPC 96.9 FM Oakland and streaming online at www.kgpc969.org. This is the Anything Can Happen show. We go live every single Thursday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time. Like, comment, follow, subscribe at ach.show, that at ach.show on Instagram. And also catch us on KGPC 96.9 FM every single Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. and a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got a lot more on the way. Stay tuned, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Peace. All right.
Talk now?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, we just got it. Cash got a drop.
Oh, yes. Drop. So just, hey, this is Cash, Motivator Cash here at the Think You Can Have a show. Today we're talking about how to get down without stay down, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be simple. Please will let us know when we can get started. But
Go.
Oh, I can just go for it.
yeah, just give it practice for now. Yeah.
So you got what she has to say?
Yeah, just give it a test.
Okay,
Hey,
so-
listen.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Motivator Cash here at the Anything Can Happen show. Today we're talking about fill in the blank. Stay tuned. Really simple. Yeah. So you said that's good.
What's my fill in the blank up down there?
Oh, you
Fill in the blank is what we talked